Hi, I'm Cameron from Ultimate Floor Care, and today we're going to be finishing this oak wooden floor with Tover's products. Today we've chosen the Hydrofondo H20 primer, so we're going to use this for our first coat. This is going to give it that natural look, that toned down look that everyone's looking for these days. And then we're going to finish it off with the Hydrolac DR97, which is Tover's 2-component lacquer for commercial grade areas. So this is also gives it that toned down look. And we've gone for an extra matte. So the finished article, we're going to have a toned down oak with a nice extra matte flat look. So the first thing we're going to do is put the primer down. We're going to do that with an 8mm microfiber roller. What we usually do is get a paintbrush and do around the edges, working in small sections. But as we haven't got any skirting boards, we're just going to go straight on with a roller on this small piece here. Now, the coverage of the H20 is around about 60 square meters for a 5 litre, which is quite impressive because most common primers and lacquers are around about 50 square meters. In the process, we need to sand one of the coats. So we're going to do a primer and 2 coats of lacquer. So in between either the primer and the first coat or the first coat of lacquer and the second coat of lacquer, we're going to need to key it with around about 120 to 180 grit multi-hole. So on this occasion, we're going to key back the primer just because we're going to test out and see how it reacts when we're keying the primer rather than lacquer. So what the key back usually does is it helps the top coat bond to the primer and also removes any grain rays. So in this process, we're going to be keying back the primer. So let's get some of this primer on the floor. So now the Tover primer had dried. We left it for about an hour and 20 minutes before it was ready to sand, nice and touch dry, very quick. Obviously, it depends on the environment that you're working in, the humidity, air temperature, surface temperature, everything like that takes into consideration when we've got drying times. But yeah, about an hour and a half for this one, which is really good. I've then given it a key back because I wanted to test out and try out when we key in the primer rather than lacquer and see how it works out. Looks absolutely fine so far, but we won't know until we put the lacquer on. So we're putting this 2-component DR97 now. We're going to mix it 10:1 with the hardener. Give it a good shake first. Then we're going to put our first coat of lacquer down. Okay, so now we've finished the floor with H20 primer, and then we've gone across the floor with 2 coats of Tover's 2-component lacquer DR97. This is a commercial grade product that we've now applied to this floor, and we've used extra matte on this specific floor. A couple of benefits of this product: the coverage rate of a 5-litre drum is 60 to 70 square metres, which is impressive for a 2-component lacquer. Another benefit of this product is the Tabor test that they do. This one's pulling out 21 micrograms of product after they've done the resistant test. So really strong, really hard wearing for foot traffic. So great for schools, great for village halls, great for walkways where we're expecting lots of traffic. Another thing I wanted to bring to mind as well about these products is the drying time. The primer was ready for its first coat of lacquer after about an hour and 20 minutes, and then the second coat of lacquer after about an hour and 20 minutes. I was pretty confident we could go for another coat, but I wanted to leave it an extra bit longer time. So after 2 hours, this product was ready for a second coat of lacquer. So great benefits of this product for fast drying times, hard resistance, and the coverage rate, very impressive. One thing I had concerns about when I first put this lacquer down was the milky residue, and it looked really messy when I first put it down. But after a while, it sorted itself out. Such a great extra matte look on the floor. Available here at Ultimate Floor Care in extra matte and matte, with more sheen levels coming near on in the future.